everyone, a very warm welcome to the session. How are you all? Welcome to Term 2 English Marathon for Grade 9. I hope you guys are super excited for today's marathon session for Grade 9 because you all have been demanding for this particular session. Am I right, guys? Hi Sanjeev, hello Sakshi. So where is the Josh? Hi Bhumi. Let me see the Josh in the chat. How excited you all are for today's marathon session for grade 9 where we will be revising your entire syllabus, term 2 syllabus of English. Along with that, we also have a mentee session at the end. So please stay tuned throughout the session because this is going to be a very important session for your last minute one shot revision of the entire syllabus. So let me see the okay, very excited. Great. Bhumi, hi Gun. Hello Abhinandan. How are you all? All right, so let's get started with the very first section of your syllabus, that is the reading section. So you all know that your reading comprehension is going to be subjective, yes or no? You have your English exam on Monday. So Sakshi, I'm sure this session is going to help you out and you are going to come out with flying colors, right? Yes, Sakshi, all the best. Hi, Padhai versus Gaming. Interesting name. Okay. Yes, Abhinandan, Sakshi, Sanjeev. So let's get started with reading comprehension tips and tricks so that you can solve all the reading comprehension questions in your exam. So are we ready, guys? Hi, Sejal. Hi, Ravi. Okay, so the first tip that I'm going to give you guys is read the passage carefully to understand the theme of the passage. Very important for your subjective answers. If you do not understand what the author is trying to tell you, you will not be able to frame your answers. Okay. Now next, see, reading comprehension is going to test you on two very important parts. One is the understanding, that is the comprehension part. The second is the vocabulary. Okay. So if you find some words in the passage which you are not very familiar with, try to understand their expected meaning by reading the sentences before and after them. If you read the sentence surrounding the word, unfamiliar word, what will happen? You will get context clues. Okay? And with the help of the context clues, you will be able to puzzle out the meaning of the unknown or unfamiliar word. Am I clear? Yes, beta, omission and editing basically is, I will come to the grammar part. I will be talking about the grammar very soon, Abhinandan. Yes, mentee is also there at the end. Okay. And then this time you have to write your own answers from the comprehension passage, right? So you have to frame your answers in your own words. So please keep your answers brief and only those points which are related to the question. Very important. If you do not relate your answer to the question, you will not be awarded any marks. And try to be as original as possible. Try to frame your answer in your own words. Very important. And begin your answer in the same way as it is asked. Relate your answer to your question. Very important. So that is going to help you to be original. That is a very important tip for all of you. So write your answers in your own expressions and do not follow the sentence of the passage. Do not copy paste, please. Okay? Because this is an exercise to test your language expressing ability. So you will be tested on how well can you express yourself in your own words. So try to be as original as possible. Your introduction should be related to the question. So begin the same way as the question has been asked, relating your answer to the question. Am I clear till here? Yes, Prem, Arsha, Ravi, is this clear to everyone? Hi Vidhi. Okay, so let's begin. Let's move ahead. Okay. With the vocabulary based questions. So when you have to answer any question which is related to the vocabulary, Read the sentences and the words, try to understand their sense, search the word from the passage having the required meaning. And as I told you, in case you're not very familiar with the word, what you do is read the sentences before and after them. You will get the context clues. Okay? Read all your answers once again. Okay? Before you submit, please read your answers, go through your work so that there is no spelling, punctuation, and grammatical error. Okay, and to understand the central idea of the passage, read it very carefully, not just once but twice or thrice. And while you answer, the most challenging part becomes tense. Okay, so please make sure that you do not make any grammatical errors in terms of subject verb agreement as well as tenses, even while you are framing your answer. Is this clear? Bhumi, Arpan, Atulya, okay, Sanjeev. All right. So now we will move ahead with the writing section. So I hope you guys will be able to follow these tips when you are solving your reading comprehension passage. And we have already started with our reading comprehension practice in our sessions. So please attend those sessions and please follow these tips when you attend those sessions. All right. And please practice reading comprehension at least every alternative day. That is very important because now you have to frame your answers. So you need to practice framing your answers. How many of you practice reading comprehension at home? Yes, mentee will be there. Don't worry, Shaunak. At the end, we will have a mentee. That mentee will be related to your grammar. How many of you practice reading comprehension at home? Quickly tell me. No one, right? So that is exactly what you have to start your preparation with. Practice reading comprehension because you tend to lose out a lot of marks in reading comprehension. Okay? Yes, Deepti, you are going to rock. All the best. Okay, Sakshi, Kalpalata, Ravi. Okay, English exam on 19th. All the best. So guys, everyone, can you please promise that you will start reading comprehension practice right from today? Give me a quick high five if you have thought about doing that and you will start doing the same. Give me a quick high five in the chat, guys. It's very, very important. Just listening to the tips, that is not going to help you. You have to apply these tips and you have to practice every day. Yes, Ravi? Okay, now coming to the writing part. So descriptive paragraph diary. Points to be noted, guys. When you are making a diary entry, you have to use your creativity, imagination and expression. Okay, you should write you should write in such a way as if you have been a part of the situation. So you have to dive deep into that topic, whatever is given in your diary. Okay, and it is written in the first person. One does not write about things experienced on a daily basis. Only matters of some significance are recorded. So obviously some important event, the topic will be related to some important event that had occurred and you will be asked to write a diary entry on the same. So you have to use your imaginative power, use your expression, use your language, okay, use your word power and write the diary in such a manner as if you had really witnessed or encountered that incident. This is the format for writing diary. Date or day. Salutation will be Dear Diary. Then we have the heading, content and signature. This is the format. If you want, you can take a screenshot of that. Arpan, Shambhavi, Ravi, is that clear? Sakshi, everyone, Atulya. Okay, Atulya has given me a high five. Great. Yes, Deepti. Thank you so much. And the next topic that you have for your writing is story writing. Always remember to use the past tense in your story writing and focus on a single incident because this is a short story. You have word limit. So do not use multiple incidents. Then you will not be able to complete the entire story. You might also not be able to complete the paper. So just focus on one single incident. You can make your story interesting by adding climax, interesting climax, twists and turns. Okay, please adhere to the word limit and give an appropriate title. In order to make your story interesting, you can also use dialogues and conversations between two characters, right? So these dialogues will help your story to progress further, and it's going to make your story very interesting. Okay, so these are some very important tips. So basic structure of a story is you have to start with the title, then you will follow the structure of beginning, middle and end, right? Just as we will do the story mapping of the various literature texts that you have. So same way you also have to develop a story. Okay, it should have characters, not many characters. Don't introduce a lot of characters. Plot is the outline of the story. So please first try to brainstorm and ideate on the story before writing. So first step should be ideating. Okay, ideate, then draft. Okay, after that you can enhance on that, enhance the draft, then finally edit. Okay, these should be the follow these steps in any writing topic. Whatever you write, guys, follow these steps. Ideate, draft, enhance, enrich your language, and yeah. So enhance on whatever you have written, and then finally editing. Do not let go of this step. Editing is very important. Okay, while you write in a flow, you tend to make a lot of mistakes. So please edit them. And finally, guys, paper hai. Okay, Pranot, I'm sure you're going to rock. Okay, Afia, very good. Good to know that. Hi, Kritika, Sakshi. 7th March, all the best, Sai. You're going to rock. Okay, and guys, let me give you a very, very happy news for the first time ever, guys. For your grade, that is grade 9th, we have an interesting news. We have a very, very special batch for grade 9th, because you all are dear and special to us. So we have launched Udan batch only and only for you guys. So quickly hurry up and learn from your favorite YouTube master teachers all the last minute tips and tricks. Modes of and the mode of language is going to be a combination of both the language. For English, it is going to be purely in English, but for other subjects, it's going to be in a mixed language. Okay. And you're going to have 30 plus live sessions with doubt solving just at rupees 800. And if you apply the discount, the coupon code SWRE Pro, if you apply this coupon code, guys, you're going to get a discount price of 10%, and that would amount to rupees 720. And in this at this price, guys, we're going to cover your entire syllabus. Right, so last minute tips and tricks, guys, and your entire syllabus in detail. So hurry up, very limited seats available. It is starting from 21st of Feb. Yes, beta, Brave Insider, how are you? Okay, so here you have the Udan batch which is an exclusive revision batch of your favorite YouTube master teachers, starting from 21st of Feb. So the seats are limited. Hurry up and get yourselves enrolled. And this is for grade 10 Drona batch, the final revision batch. Again, for full revision, last minute tips and tricks. Okay, with coupon code, this is the price. All right, so now we will come to our part, the biggest part. Okay, that is the literature part, the literature section, which has the maximum weightage. Okay, yes, beta Vastav, we do have a mentee. Yes, Afia, we have a mentee session. So the first story that we have is Weathering the Storm in Assama by Harsh Mandir. The theme of the story is, you all know, courage helps people to overcome hard times. So we see Prashant, who is the main character in this story. So this is also based on a true story of the adventures of a teenager, Prashant, who was following the dreadful storm that had hit Odisha on 27th of October 1999. If you remember the story, uh, Prashant, who was a 19-year-old boy, so obviously it deals with the courage of a teenager and how he was, and of course the leadership qualities that he had showcased, right? Even though he was very young, just 19. So he visits his friend's house in Assam on 27th of October 1997, and a super cyclone hit the area. There was a large scale devastation. The rain continued for 2 more days, and Prashant had remained on the roof for 2 days. So he had taken shelter on the roof in that situation, right? And after that, Prashant, when he walks when the rain ceases and he starts for his village, because obviously he was worried about his family members. How did he go to his village? He was wading through the water, which was almost to a neck deep water, right? And he was wading through that, and it was not just that, it was filled with human bodies and carcasses of animals. And when he reached his village, he sees his house completely shattered. So he was terrified. He thought that he has lost his family members. But finally, he was relieved to find them safe in a nearby Red Cross shelter. And that was not the end, guys. Prashant saw a crowd of 2,500 people at the shelter who have lost their families in the disaster, and they were all in a traumatic situation. And Prashant takes up the charge, so we can see his leadership skills. He forms a group with some members and young people. And what does he do? So these are the important parts, guys, which you need to know. He forced the merchant to give them a stock of rice, that is one. He also engaged the widows to work in the NGO named Food for Work. He arranged matches for the children. And point to be noted, guys, he also did not agree to set them separately. Okay, he he had the maturity and the sensitivity to understand that if they separate the widows from the children, and if the children would be raised in an orphanage, they would have they would not have that love, the bond. So instead he raised up foster families. So that also speaks about his sensitivity and his understanding, his sympathy and empathy. So he not only was able to overcome his own disaster, but at the same time he was like a messiah to his entire village, and he was able to bring a ray of hope and a smile on the faces of so many people, almost 2,500 people who were there taking shelter at the Red Cross shelter. Is this clear? Thank you, Utkarsh. Thank you so much. Foster family is not their real family. Okay, so not their real family. So the widows, the children, and the men, they were all staying together like a family, but they were not the real families, right? So that is what we mean by foster family. That's so good to hear, Beta Utkarsh. I'm so happy to see that. Hi, Sakshi. Yes, go on. Exam is on 19th Feb. All the best. So now I hope you have understood the chapter summary, and I have a question for you. If you answer this question, it is going to encapsulate the entire chapter. So please try and answer this question right away in the chat. What havoc has the super cyclone wreaked in the life of the people of Assam? Come on. You have your math exam tomorrow, Debojit. You are going to rock, don't worry. Come on, come on. NGO is non-government organization, beta. Abhinandan. So quickly tell me, what havoc has the super cyclone wreaked in the life of the people of Assam? Hurry up, everyone. I want your answers in the chat. Okay, quickly, guys. Where is the Josh? Okay. So the cyclone brought heavy rains and strong winds. As a result, what happened? How did it impact the people? The houses had been blown away, and only the strong cement houses were spared. Dirty water covered the land as far as the eyes could see, and people also lost their lives. They were floating. So Prashant, when he was going to his village, he had to encounter, several dead bodies, not just human bodies, but also animal carcasses, right? Even the strongest of the trees got uprooted. So the scene was absolutely gruesome, horrible scene. When people lost their relatives and many children became orphans, so they were facing that, they were having that trauma. They were in a traumatic situation at that point of time. There was a shortage of food, and people were sad and helpless, and a pall of gloom had descended on the people all around. This would be the answer. If you have something else to add, you are most welcome. Yes, Kritika, Sakshi, Brave Insider, Vastava, very good, very good. Yes, Bhuvneshwari, very good job, everyone. And with that, guys, we will move ahead with the next story, which is my personal favorite, The Last Leaf by O. Henry. Right? What is the theme of The Last Leaf? Obviously, it talks about how life is precious. It instills in us faith, hope, and says that hope should never be lost. And obviously the importance of art, how art was successful in saving the life of a young hopeless girl, right? So the last leaf concerns Johnsy, a poor young woman who's seriously ill with pneumonia, and she also gives up her will to live, and she has a strange feeling. She is so obsessed with the idea of death that she has this strange idea, that when the ivy leaves on the wall outside the window loses all its leaves, she will also lose her life. And it was Berman, her neighbor, who was an artist, who had this dream of painting his masterpiece. What did he do? He went outside in that storm and he painted that last leaf. Okay, so that is the twist, which is typical in O. Henry's short stories. Okay, so ultimately at the end, obviously tragedy, it ends on a tragic note for Berman, because he caught pneumonia while painting the leaf and he died. But at the same time, there is something which is positive, because he is able to instill a ray of hope in the young girl Johnsy, right? So, and finally Sue also says that was Berman's masterpiece. Why was the last leaf regarded as Berman's masterpiece? Because that was able to instill life in the mind of Johnsy. Is this clear? Yes or no? Yes, Parth, it is going to go well. Don't worry. Very good, Deepti. Yes, Kritika, he used his painting skills beautifully, and that is also one of the important theme, the theme of how art, how the significance of art and how it helps people to survive, right? Yes. So definitely this is important. The Last Leaf was actually Berman's masterpiece. So you could also get a question, why is it regarded as Berman's masterpiece? Because he gave up his entire life to paint that leaf, and that painting was so significant that it saved Johnsy's life. Not just saved Johnsy's life, also instilled in her the desire and the wish to live, and made her realize that she was being foolish in thinking about the fact that when the ivy leaves would fall, she would also lose her life. Okay, so that is something which is important. So the question is, how did Berman save Johnsy's life? A very easy question, but at the same time very important from the perspective of this particular question. So let me see, what are your answers? Yes, he instilled the will to live. Very good, Deepti. Absolutely. So he understood that Johnsy loved the old ivy vine and was waiting for the last leaf. Then she would also lose all her hope of wanting to live, right? And then finally he took a ladder, climbed up the wall, painted an ivy leaf next to the vine. He did not care about the winds, the rain, and the cold. The next day, when Sue pulled up the shade of the windows and Johnsy spotted an ivy leaf still clinging to the vine, she changed her mind. Why? Because she grew happy the moment she saw that the leaf was still there and it was, intact. It was not, it had overcome the storm that had happened at that night. So she got influenced by that, and she was surrounded by an aura of positivity, right? So definitely it was Berman who had influenced and given courage to Johnsy with the help of the painting of ivy leaf. So that is why it was considered as his masterpiece, because it was responsible for influencing Johnsy and giving her the courage and the hope and the desire to live, and saved her life. So that is the significance. You can talk about the significance of art in one's life. Okay. So if you talk about this is going to add up to your answer, guys. So please mention that. Am I clear? Very good, Deepti. Absolutely. Yes. Very good, Kritika. Very good. Very good, Sakshi. Very good inputs coming from you guys. Keep it up, guys. Very good. Awesome. Now, the next story that we have is A House is Not a Home. So, from this story, as the title suggests, that there is a big difference between a house and a home. है ना? So, what is the difference between a house and a home? That is very important for you to understand. A house is a building where people live, and a home is a place where family lives together, sharing the unique bond of love and oneness. So house is just a structure made of bricks, cement, and other building materials. But what is home? When people live as a family, sharing the unique bond of love, oneness, happiness, okay, everything, right? So the author realizes that his home is the one which is built by love and affection of his family and all the loved ones. So he had, if you remember, he was going through, the story begins with the author being sad because he was in a new school, and he was facing the trauma of being separated from his friends, from his old school, and of course the teachers there. So he would also visit there sometimes. To add to his misery, one Sunday afternoon, what happened was there was fire in his house. His house caught fire, and also his cat went missing, right? So obviously that was like an icing on the cake. He got extremely depressed. He did not even want to attend school. He gave up the will to live, just like Johnsy. Okay, so he was also extremely dejected and disappointed, right? And then finally what happened, one day at school, Zan was astonished to find a table full of things that was collected by his classmates. He was overwhelmed because he had got new friends and he came out of depression. And apart from that, a kind woman also returned his cat which had run away. Okay, so Zen now was filled with life, and he realized that life was not about materialistic possessions, but it was all about love, affection, and being with the loved ones. So fire accident definitely was a tragedy, but it also gave him something new. Okay, it opened him to people who did not even talk to him earlier. So it opened him to new people and made him build new relationships. Okay, so that was A House is Not a Home. And now your question is, what actions of the schoolmates changed the author's understanding of life and people and comfort him emotionally? How does his loneliness vanish, and how does he start anticipating life? A value-based question. How are you going to answer this question? Yes, beta Bhuvneshwari, we are going to cover the entire syllabus. 11th also. Yes, yes, Devesh, I will try my best. Definitely. Yes, Sanjeev, absolutely. And yes, Devaut, yes, Roman. What else? Okay, so the author's schoolmates showed genuine concern for his plight. They helped him by collecting supplies. Okay, people who had never spoken to him, they also started coming and befriending him. They called him to their houses. This genuine concern touched him. And this was when his loneliness vanished. He no longer felt alienated, right? He was initially his feeling was like an outcast. He felt like an outcast, but now this feeling disappeared and he was having positive feeling. He realized that the school and new people around him were good, and he stopped focusing on the feelings of fear and insecurity. He breathed a sigh of relief, and for the first time, he felt that things are going to be fine with him. He started enjoying his life as usual, and he started having the feeling of gratitude. Okay, so please mention this feeling of gratitude. So initially he was feeling hopeless and he was dejected with his life. He had given up his desire to live. And just like John C's case. So in John C's case, it was because of an illness, and in his case, it was because of other factors. But both of them underwent the same process, right? Okay, yes, beta Shaunak, absolutely correct. Menti hoga, Arya. Have some patience. Next is the beggar. Okay, so Beggar is by Anton Chekhov. This is also one of my favorites. And what is the theme? Kindness and the right attitude can change the lives of people. It can bring about a positive transformation, right? So the behavior of this woman, Olga, made him leave alcohol. Not just that, also helped him to become a respectable member of the society. So the story highlights qualities like love, compassion, and kindness. Okay, so here we will definitely talk about Sergey and Olga and the difference between the two characters. If you have gone through the video which I made for the beggar, I elaborated about the difference between Olga's help and Sergey's help. Both of them helped Lashkov to become a respectable member of the society, but the nature of help given by both of them were very different, and that needs an understanding. Okay, so Lashkov initially he was trying to reprimand him, he was trying to rebuke him from his lie because of his lies, right? And he also at the same time offered him job of cutting woods, but the beggar was too weak, and Sergey was not able to get into the depth. He was helping him, but superficially. And who gave him real help? It was obviously Olga, right? Because Olga was there who developed empathy, who empathized towards Lashkov, who understood his situation, that he was, begging was not just a choice, it was due to his circumstances, and alcohol had made him weak, and that is the reason why he was not able to work. Right, so he was doing the work, sorry, Olga was doing the work for Lashkov, and it was due to her that, he got transformed. She would scold him, she would cry for him, and also she would chop the wood for him. So, this attitude of help without anything in return was done by Olga. Whereas Lashkov, although he helped, that is also important, but at the same time, he was proud of himself and he wanted to take the credit rather than actually going, helping him with actions. He was more into taking the credit of and being proud of himself for setting him into the right path. So that is the difference that you need to understand. Am I clear? Acha, every chapter will be my favorite. Okay, Shanak. Yes, yes, Devesh. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, come on, guys. Quickly tell me, how did Olga treat Lashkov in the beginning? Why did she do this? Hurry up. Come on, everyone. Please mention the answer in the chat. And the likes should not stop, guys. Show some excitement for Marathon Grade 9th. Come on, guys. Pata nahi? What is this? Okay, so at the beginning, Olga treated Lashkov callously. She called him a drunkard. She rebuked him, and then she would sit with him and grow sad. She looked into his face and wept, and she also chopped wood for him. She did so. Why? Because she felt pity for him and she wanted to put him on the right path. So, this pity, this empathy, that is an essential characteristic feature in Olga, okay, which helped Lashkov to transform his life and to become an earning member of the society. Okay, next we have a humorous story, Packing by Jerome K. Jerome, which is obviously based on the theme of packing, how it could be a tedious task, an everyday affair, but how this could be a tedious task, and if not done correctly. So, and it talks about friends, friendship. It talks about Montmorency, the pet. I'm sure those of you who has a pet, they can relate to Montmorency's actions. I could relate so much because I do have a pet, right? So it's talking about a journey and how before journey you all, while you travel, when you go for trips, you do pack. Packing is an essential activity that you perform, right? So this is but sometimes it could become very, very humorous, right? So I'm sure you could relate to it. I'm sure most of us could relate to this entire scenario while packing. It's the most important thing, and this extract is taken from Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. Yes, Neha, Brave Insider, Saksham. You don't pack, Saksham? Okay. So, Jerome K. Jerome, now this is a humorous story, guys. Okay, and the humor arises from the fact that Jerome, he thinks that he's very confident about his packing skills, but we come to know what exactly is the reality when we see him packing and making a mess out of it. Okay, so initially it starts on a very humorous note, and the difference between Jerome K. Jerome's actual intention and how did the friends take that, right? So he actually wanted, he said that I said I'd pack. That is how the story begins. But how did the friends take it? They thought that, I mean, they went ahead and they sat in a relaxed position. Okay, but the author's real intention was not that. The author wanted to supervise and boss over the task. Okay, and that is exactly how it happens with friends, right? So then we see various episodes. The episodes which are important for you is the toothbrush episode, the butter episode, and the episode related to Montmorency. Okay, and how they were actually packing uh, uh, packing things in a very clumsy manner. They were putting the heavy things on the top and squashing the lighter things. For example, they started with breaking a cup, they smashed the pies, they squashed the tomatoes, they had treaded on butter, and the salt was flying here and there. So you can completely understand the situation, you can visualize the situation, and once you visualize the situation, you cannot stop laughing, right? And the entry of our favorite Montmorency was the icing on the cake, because he always used to sit on the things. He went at those places where he was not at all welcome. So he climbs onto the jam, crushes the lemons. He pretended that the lemons were rats and he was trying to chase them. And finally, when did the packing end? 12:50. They decide to go, get up at the morning. So that's how the story ends. Okay, so the question that you have from this story is, do you find this story funny? If yes, then what are the humorous elements? Pick out at least 3. Come on. Give me at least 3 humorous incidents from this. Hi, Arya, Saksham, Deb, good afternoon. Superb story, Shaunak. Motivational lines, hi. So come on, tell me quickly. Yes, Shaunak. So one incident we have already got. Right. So the story is humorous and funny. Okay, it's filled with humor and comedy. Okay, so the comedy definitely arises from the difference between what the author's intention was and what actually happened and what we see, right? So you can talk about Jerome's episode of packing, Harris's and George's way of packing, and finally Montmorency's contribution at the end that made the story even more. I mean, that added to the fun element, right? So Jerome was confused about the toothbrush and found it in a boot. So just imagine toothbrush in a boot, inside a boot, right? He packed his spectacles in the bag. The incident of butter, you can elaborate on that, how it stuck to how it stuck to George, right? When he sat on that. And George then treads on the butter and sticks it to its slipper. Then later he puts it on the chair and Harris sits on the chair and it sticks to him, right? So they squash the tomatoes by putting the strawberry jam on them. Then Montmorency's pretension for lemons to be the rats, which I just now described, that is also fascinating and funny. So these incidents, the description of these incidents in a perfect and orderly way, and the at appropriate places, adding to the fun and the comedy, right? Yes, Naman, tell me. Hi, Prithvi, how are you? Okay, so next is Reach for the Top, a very motivational chapter. Okay, where we have Santosh Yadav, and there are two parts to this, Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova, right? So this definitely talks about hard work, persistence, consistency, right? So this is a biographical story that talks about two great women, Santosh and Maria Sharapova, and it celebrates the achievements of these two ladies who achieved despite hardships, the struggles that they face. So when we come to Santosh, the kind of struggles that she faced, what are the struggles that she faced? If you remember, initially she was born to a family where the birth of a daughter was not very, welcome. Okay, so then she was forced to, due to tradition, she was forced to study in the village school, right? And after that, she joined Maharani College, and also she had to struggle in order to join, these colleges. And because girls at the place from where she came, girls were married off very early, right? So within 4 years in 1992, she climbed Mount Everest. And what do we see? Her qualities of determination, physical and mental strength. So her endurance, her strength, both physical as well as mental. And also, not just that, she also helped her fellow climbers. She had concern for her fellow climbers, and she saved the life of a fellow climber named Mohan Singh by sharing her oxygen cylinder. That is also important. Then she joined an Indo-Nepalese women expedition, and she climbed the Mount Everest twice, not just once, but twice. And what else did she do? She hoisted the Indian flag and she felt proud to be an Indian. Another characteristic feature of Santosh Yadav is that the fact that she was an environmentalist. Okay, she brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. That is another point that you have to mention. Coming to Maria Sharapova, another great personality, a very motivational figure. She became the top seeded player in the world of women's tennis rankings, and this achievement was not without struggles and hardships, of course. No pain, no gain. You know that. So the hardships that she had to face was separation from her parents first, and then being bullied by her seniors, right? But she did not give up. She did not succumb to any of those, Her mantra for success was to work hard and to face the toughest competition. Although she was trained in the US, she considered herself to be a Russian, and she was willing to represent Russia at Olympics. And her favorite hobbies, now a contrasting characteristic feature from what we have seen her as a tennis player, was her hobbies: uh, fashion, singing, dancing. She loves reading novels by Arthur Conan Doyle. Also, her love for fashionable evening gowns, which is in quite contrast to her liking for pancakes with chocolate spread and orange flavored aerated drinks. Oh my god, I'm sure all of you must be also thinking about this. And the monetary gains and fame incurred by Maria are well deserved. ठीक है. Hi Labhit, Kamaljeet, Saksham, Arya, Shrishti. Okay. No, beta Neha, we are still to complete bond of love. So now we have the question: Maria possesses some contradictory characteristics. What are they? Quickly tell me. Thank you, Sakshi. So quickly tell me, what are the characteristic features that Maria possess? Socially, what's hi? Arya, reading books. Okay. Yes, Shaunak, Neha. Okay, so she appears to be highly fashionable as far her exterior looks are considered, but she possesses a specifically disarming nature that proves to be friendly and simple. Okay, she appears to be sophisticated and delicate, but is a hard worker with a never die spirit. Her love for pancakes and orange drinks appears odd with her fondness for evening gowns. Okay, so these are the contrasting features. So you have to mention all of them. Please take a note of this. All right. Yes, Adarsh. Srilata. Hi, Srilata. Taken your name, beta. Neha, now we have come to the bond of love. This is again a very special chapter, and especially for those who are animal lovers. So how many of you are animal lovers? Give me a quick high five. Brave Insider, Shaunak, Srilata, quickly tell me. Gulab Jamun. Arey, what a username. Arey, Gulab Jamun, how are you? Hi, Nachiketa. Shrishti is giving me a high five. Okay. Atulya, Adarsh, Kamaljeet. Okay. Pritika, great, great, great. So this story is definitely talking about the bond of love between an animal and a human, right? So this highlights the emotional bond between human beings and animals. The narrator's wife shares an affectionate bond with a wild bear, and they get so attached to each other that they cannot live without each other. They have feelings and they reciprocate love with warmth and affection. All right, guys. So if you remember, the author rescues a baby bear. So this story also gives a message about animal hunting, right? So it is against animal cruelty, because if you remember, the author's friends had killed the baby bear's mother, right? So that definitely there is a message. And the poor baby bear, the baby bear was trying to run away. Okay, he was very, very afraid. He was absolutely traumatized, right? So the author somehow rescues him and brings him to and gives him to his wife. And then we get to see how the baby bear grows up and becomes Bruno, Baba, right? And yes, the accidents that happened with the baby bear, if you remember, drank a gallon of engine oil. One was that, and then he also accidentally ate rat poison. Okay, so these are also important, and the activities that he did right? To just the entertaining activities, the tricks that he performed, wrestling, okay, holding a gun, and all of that. So at the end, of course, when he grew up, he became a threat to the children, the tenants' children, and he was then sent to the Bangalore Zoo. But there also he could not serve, he could not live without the narrator's wife, because they had grown so attached to each other, and the narrator's wife was also not able to live without him. So finally she visits and she takes him back, and they built a special island for Baba to live, right? Yes, Adarsh, Neha, Menti, yes, we will. This is your favorite chapter. Okay, so quickly tell me the answer to this question. The author ends the story, The Bond of Love, with a rhetorical question. But who can say now that a sloth bear has no sense of affection, no memory, and no individual characteristic? Discuss this statement in the light of Bruno's character. Quickly give me the answer. This is a very important question, because if you give the answer to this question, if you prepare this answer, you are done with 60% of the story. It encapsulates almost the entire story. Quickly tell me. No, beta, I don't have birds, and I don't like to restrict birds in a cage. So that's why I don't prefer to keep birds. And even the cats that I have, they are adopted. Okay, quickly. Yes, Neha. Absolutely. Very good, Arya. Yes, Shrishti. Yes, Angelina. Okay, so the bond of love revolves around the mutual, sincere, and selfless love of the narrator's wife and her pet bear. The young bear, loved and brought up like a child by the author's wife, he proves that he richly deserves this love, because he himself is capable of showing equal, deep, and faithful love. He is treated like a family member, and he proves himself that he is as much bound by loyal love of the family members as they are to him. So the deep emotions of Bruno come to the fore when he is sent to the Bangalore Zoo. He's so pained by the separation that he frets terribly, refuses to eat anything, and then he grows very, very lean and thin. Even 3 months of separation, that is not enough to reconcile with his owner. When she goes to him, when the author's wife goes to him, he recognizes him at once, even from a distance of some yards, and he expresses his delight by howling and standing on his head. At the closing time of the zoo, he cries bitterly, because obviously he understood that they were again parting. So his emotions were so strong that they were capable of even melting the hearts of the zoo curator and the keeper, who finally agrees to give Bruno back to the author's family. So this proves that animals also have the feeling of love and affection. Yes, Piyush, 10.5, question 9, what is that? Yes, Arya, Menti will be there, don't worry. Next is If I Were You, and the theme over here is presence of mind, intelligence, wit, keeping calm at difficult situations. Okay, so this is about a playwright named Gerard and how he escapes the intruder, saves his life, from the intruder who wanted to steal his identity. Okay, right? So if you remember Gerard, how he outsmarted the intruder, right? The intruder's intention was, what was his intention? To live the life of Gerard, because he was a criminal, he had committed murder, so he thought of stealing Gerard's identity so that he could live peacefully, right? uh, but what did Gerard do? He did not panic at that moment when he saw the intruder holding a gun. So a gun-toted uh, a man who's armed was standing in front of him, but still he did not show any kind of fear. Rather, he was very calm and he handled the intruder in such a calm and friendly demeanor by asking him questions, and finally he also outsmarted the intruder by weaving stories that he was also an accomplice on the road, okay, to warn him of danger. And Gerard fooled the intruder to believe that he was if he was lying, that he could kill him. And finally, when the phone rang, Gerard said that it was the time to leave. And when the intruder did not believe Gerard, he was asking him to peep through the door of the garage and see if the police had come. So he had said that even I am on the run and police is right there waiting for me. If you don't believe me, come and have a look. But the place where Gerard was taking the intruder to, that was not a door, but that was a cupboard. And the moment he bent forward, Gerard pushed him inside and he locked him. Okay, and then finally he handed him over to the police. So the question that you have here is, the best way to deal with a crisis is not to lose your calm. Discuss this statement with reference to the behavior of Gerard in the play. Yes, absolutely okay. Grammar for term 2, we'll have a menti beta based on grammar, don't worry. Yes, Rohit. Quickly tell me. Hussein, quickly tell me. Yes, Arya, very good. So, a cool person is more successful than a person who loses his temper or act rashly. So this is a message for all of us. When we are facing a very challenging situation, a difficult situation in front of ourselves, we should not lose our temper. The moment we lose our calm and cool, our brain stops to work, right? So then you narrate the entire story, which I have just now talked about, how he outsmarted the criminal, okay, by talking to him in a friendly manner, okay, and then weaving stories which gave him, so that since he was very calm and cool, so that gave him that gave his mind a boost to think about possible ways of or possible solutions to the problem. So if you start acting rashly, you'll not find solutions to your problem, right? Next is a poem, No Men Are Foreign. No Men Are Foreign by James Kirkup, which talks about equality. No Men Are Foreign definitely talks about brotherhood, universal brotherhood, and it talks about peace, right? So here definitely the poet is trying to promote the concept of universal brotherhood by emphasizing on the fact that all people are same. They eat, they live, they die in the same way. Everyone gets the same bounties of nature like sunshine, land in equal measure. Okay, so he's constantly adding this word remember. Remember has been repeated to emphasize on the fact that all the people living in the earth, they are same. And what we are doing is we are creating boundaries. So we should not create any boundaries, fences, okay? Because no men are foreign. We should not consider the people living in other country or other part of the world to be a foreigner, because we all are same and we are all connected by the human bond. So when we are during war and in winter time, what happens? During war, war and winter time, they are compared with each other. Winter time, there is no harvest. War also, when the country is in tension, there is no harvest. Okay, so both ways we are going to starve, right? And then we all have similar hands, similar line of labor, right? We have eyes which remain open at the night, which open in the morning and close at the night when we sleep, etc., etc. So all of these pointers that the poet has given to justify that we all are same, we all are human beings, and we all are each other's family. We all are each other's brothers. So concept of universal brotherhood, and therefore we should not pick up weapons against ourselves. And if we are influenced by someone who is asking us to pick up weapons against somebody else, then what we are doing, we are not hating themselves or cheating on them. What we are doing is we are hating ourselves, because that person is a part of our family, right? So that is important. Yes, Shubhagya, Shaunak, equality is discussed, Reyansh. Yes, Arya. So quickly tell me, why does the poet say that people of the world should live in peace and not go to war? Yes, Rohit. Please watch the session replays. I have already, conducted a lot of MCQs. Okay, Rohit. Yes, Shreyansh, what is your doubt? Tell me. Yes, Neha, Rohit, Shubhagya, great. So, geography, religion, cultures, races, everything. These are the factors which divide us, right? So these lead to conflicts and wars. But these are man-made differences, and these differences are polluting the minds of people. War and conflict defile is pollute the earth which is ours. Beneath all these divisions and differences, we should understand and recognize the common life, the common human life, the bond which is connecting us, the common human bond, which is the same in every land. Hating the people of other lands means hating humanity and hating mankind. Let us weave ourselves in the common wreath of humanity. Very, very important. Let us not defile and destroy the earth which is ours. Let us understand once for all that all divisions of men are only superficial. These divisions are not asked by God. These divisions are not made by God. These are superficial. The same soul runs through all men, and the same heart throbs in the hearts of all men. Is this clear? Yes, Arya. Very good. Okay. Yes, Parth, Shreyansh. Conflict is fight. Okay, Neha. Yes, Jia, Parth. Okay, next is on killing a tree by Jeev Patel, which definitely talks about deforestation and importance of afforestation. And this is an interesting poem written in a very interesting manner. It does not directly talk about afforestation. Rather, it looks like, a manual for killing a tree, right? But of course, the if we go deeper into the poem, it is sensitizing the reader and highlighting that trees are also human beings. Okay, so he equates trees with humans to convey that trees should not be cut, because cutting tree, destroying tree is equivalent to killing a human being, and that is why the word killing has been used for a tree. Okay, and the tree does not die merely by cutting, because it regrows and it has to be destroyed. If it has to be destroyed, it has to be uprooted, right? And he says that plants take sunlight, water, air, nutrients, and gradually become a huge tree. So this is a long process that happens, and it develops a strong trunk and numerous leaves. So merely if we cut the tree, we are not going to kill it. Only it would be wounded, and it would heal gradually, right? Once the wound heals, new branches and tiny leaves are going to grow. So in order to destroy, it needs to be uprooted, and the roots are the most sensitive part from where the trees need to be uprooted, because that is binding the soil. The roots are binding the trees to the soil. In order to kill the tree, the roots have to be detached from the soil, almost like detaching a life, taking away a life from the womb of Mother Earth, right? So, and then once detached, it dries, it withers, and finally it gets hard, twists, and dies. So, this entire process is almost as gruesome, as monstrous as taking the life of a human being. right? The question is, out of his leprous hide sprouting leaves. What is the significance here? Yes, we are all supposed to save a tree because they are living beings. Very good. Okay. Menti awaited. We will have Menti. Wait, beta. Yes, Parth. Come on, everyone. Please respond to this question. All right. So these lines are definitely extracted from this poem, Killing a Tree by Jeev Patel. The bark of a tree is rough, patchy, and has marks. Okay. The bark of the tree with shades and with marks and different colors, that is compared to a patient with leprosy. Leprosy is a disease, right? So when in leprosy, the skin becomes patchy and it has marks. So the marks which are there in the bark of a tree is compared to those marks. Okay, so that's a comparison here. And yes, I think Neha talked about metaphor. So yes, you're absolutely correct. To indicate the roughness of the bark, the poet makes a comparison with a patient suffering from leprosy. Hide here means bark or the branch, right? Moreover, the poet here wants to present tree as evil, a demonic creature that should be killed. Yes, but this is in a sarcastic way. Okay, so what we are doing is we are killing a tree. So I told you that it's as if like reading the poem at the first reading, it seems like a to do manual, right? So how to kill a tree, it would seem to be a lesson on killing a tree, but actually this is something which is as which is sensitizing the reader about the importance of tree. Next is cruelty towards animals. So we talked about cruelty towards plants. Now we'll talk about cruelty towards animals with the help of the poem The Snake Trying by W.W.E. Ross, where obviously the snake trying to do what? The snake trying to escape from being hit by a stick which was being held by a person, right? So the poet wants to emphasize here that all snakes are not harmful, right? And what is our instant reaction the moment we see a snake? We try to kill it. So that should not be the case, right? The poet says that we have never tried to look at the beauty, the grace of snakes. Have we ever tried to do that? No. How many of you, when you witness a snake, when you encounter a snake, how many of you think, oh wow, how beautiful is the snake? How gracefully is it going? How many of you think so? Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Shaunak? Arya? How many of you watching the video thinks that whenever you encounter a snake, you have these thoughts in mind? Wow, it's a beautiful green colored snake. How gracefully is it going? The moment you encounter a snake, first of all, you get afraid, and second, you try to kill it. Yes or no? Yes, Sajinder? Okay, Rohit? It never harms, so I think like that sometimes. Okay, wow, Sakshi, great. Okay, so that is exactly the poet, that is how the poet is trying to bring our attention towards the creations of nature. So snake is also a creation of nature, and as long as we are not harming other animals, they are not going to harm us. So if animals are not provoked, they are never going to harm us, right? So the snake over here that the poet has encountered, or the narrative persona is encountering, is a harmless snake, green colored harmless snake, and the poet is trying to emphasize on the beauty and the grace of the snake as it moves and as it tries to save itself from the pursuing stick. Okay, so what is the message of the poem, guys? If you understood the poem, if you understand the message of the poem, you can answer any question that comes from here. It's a very short poem. You have caught a snake. So next time, don't do it. Next time, admire the snake from a distance. Okay? Yes, Shriya, very good. Yes, Shaunak. So it's about a green colored snake try to hide in the green bushes, try to camouflage in the green bushes. The message that the poet wants to convey here is that not all the snakes are dangerous, but humans are dangerous to the snakes. Why? Because here in the poem, the man was trying to kill the snake and not the other way around, right? So snakes only attack when they see the danger from the person, and it also talks about the beauty of the snake. Okay, so brings our focus on the beauty of the snake. Okay, so that is also important. So admiration. We should look at the snake with admiration. We should admire the beauty and the grace. The snake appeared to be graceful, right? So all of these are also points that needs to be added. And now, having said that, we are all set for our final grammar Menti. Are you ready? Yes, beta, okay. It's not harmful. Yes, Amrita. Okay, Menti, yes, just now. Menti, just now. We are going to have Menti for grammar. So, grammar, you have subject verb concord, determiners, modals, tenses, reported speech, right? So, let's have an integrated grammar session with the help of Menti, right? Are we ready? And then we will move ahead with the homework question. Okay? So let's get started with the Menti. Please join the code using 2102 651. Please join menti.com using the code 2102 651. You love dogs, but you are scared. Okay. Right. It's a bit of brave insider. All the snakes are not dangerous. So you have those snakes. There are some snakes which are not dangerous, like the one in the poem. Okay, come on, guys. Amrita, Rohit, Arobin, Atulya, exam on 26th Feb. Don't worry, you're going to rock. You are bad in grammar. Don't ever say that I am not good in something. Just give your best and try to improve. Think that you will get it done. You will improve on whatever you think you are not good at. Okay, yes, joined everyone. Sakshi, Brave Insider, Rohit, okay. Okay, so can we start with the first question? Beta Sadik, go to menti.com and use the code 2102651. Join Saubhagya, very good. Come on guys, 40 of you watching, only 24 joined. Let's get started quickly. Please join Arya. Please ask your friends to join. Exam starting from 21st. All the best, Rusham. You're going to rock. Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Love you too, beta. Beta, okay, please be positive. Always be positive. You have learned so many lessons related to positivity and now you're being negative. This is not fair. Burger, volleyball. Okay, okay. Let's get started with the very first question. She dashed the railway station before the train came. Come on, guys. Hi, Urvi. Had reached, has reached, reached, was reached. Purple snail. Wow, Arya. Good. Come on, guys. Come on, everyone. Okay, good job. Most of you have done it correctly. Had reached is absolutely correct. She had reached the railway station before the train came. So let me explain you guys. See, here it is in the past, right? So two actions taking place. One happened in the past. The other had happened in the remote past. Okay, so when you talk about two actions, one would be in the past perfect. Am I clear? Oh yeah, Arya is saying oh yeah. Is this clear, guys? Please uh, be careful. Yes, Shubhagya. Beta, editing, all of that needs the concept of grammar topics, right? So that is exactly we are giving you. So if you are able to solve these questions, you will be able to solve editing and all of that. ठीक है? Error correction. Same thing, right? Chalo. So let's have the very first leaderboard. Let's see. So we have Mathi at the top. Congratulations, being the fastest as well. Shriya, Afia, exam already over. Beta, this session is going to be helpful for you for the next term as well. You have grammar also, you have reading comprehension, so many things, right? Deepti, Saubhagya, Atulya, high five, beta. Elmo, Sakshi, Rusham, Sri Lakshmi, good job. Next question, Menti code, Leba, it is 2102651. Second question on your screen. Hi Pradeep. You dash not enter my house again. Dare, could, would, can. That's so sweet of you, Utkarsh. That's so sweet. Beta, please watch the ICC videos. That is also there in this channel. Okay, Utkarsh? That will help you. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Okay, not bad. Most of you have done it correctly. You dare not enter my house again. This is a semi-modal, guys. Okay, this is a semi-modal. Next question. Let's have a look at the next leaderboard. We have Shriya, Shaubhagya, the fastest, Rusham, Elmo, Shaunak, Deepti, Sakshi, Arya, Shri Varshini, and okay. Good job. See, okay, you have come to the leaderboard. You were saying I'm not good with grammar. See? Very good, very good. Good job. Veera, Arya. Oh, that's amazing, Utkarsh. A bouquet of flowers dash required for the event. Think and answer. Come on, guys. Hurry up, everyone. Mark your answers. It's related to subject-verb concord. So use the rules that we have already discussed in our sessions. Okay. Super confusion. Any explanation coming from your end? We had done this when we were talking about the rules related to subject-verb concord. Can anyone tell me the rule which is applied here? Miss Click. There is no other mentee. This is the only mentee that we have for today's session, Lakshmi. Yes, Sakshi, it's a group. Bouquet of flowers. Bouquet is collective noun. Okay, so generally for collective nouns, when we talk about a collective noun as a collection and as a group doing the same thing, then we use the singular verb. ठीक है? Everyone, please remember this. Yes, Deepti, absolutely correct. So we have Shriya as the fastest, Shaubhagya, Shaunak, hi, Rusham, Arya, hello Arya, Shri Varshini, Afia, Ruchi, Elmo and Deepti, congratulations. Next question, guys, second last question, brace yourselves up, we have one more question to go. Dash of the two sisters is married. Both, every, each, any. Come on, guys. Yes, Arya. Beta, likes are not increasing. You're not hitting the like button. Come on. Please hit the like button. Yes, Nivin. Okay. So, each of the two sisters is married. Okay. Since we are using is over here, both not possible. Okay. Each of the two sisters is married. That is how we use each. Okay, both agar hota, if both would have been used here, we would not have used is here. Is it clear? Okay, everyone. So please be careful. These kinds of questions will come for your exams. This is a part of your determiner, distributive determiner, each, every. Shriya, Shauna, Karya, Saubhagya, Rusham, did you listen to Alamiti song? No, I haven't, but I will. Okay, I didn't know about this song, but I will listen. Okay, then we have Ruchi, Shri Varshini, Afia, and Mati being the fastest. Congratulations, guys. Final question for today's mentee. Okay. Final question. No, beta, we have is, right? That's why we are using each, Amrita. Okay? Daniel said, where have you been? You have to change this into reported speech. Daniel asked me where I had been. Daniel told me where I should have been. Daniel told me where I was. Daniel said that I had not been there. Today is your birthday, Utkarsh. Many, many happy returns of the day. Happy birthday, beta. God bless you. Lakshmi, all the best. Okay, so we have the answer. And here is the next leaderboard, the final leaderboard, guys. And Shriya is the winner for this session's mentee. Congratulations. Also, heartiest congratulations to Shaunak, Saubhagya, who else? Some of the names are not visible, but anyways, Mati, Elmo. Okay, explanation, guys, I forgot to explain. So yeah. So guys, where have you been? So this is definitely present perfect. So according to the rule, present perfect is going to be transformed into past perfect, immediate past, right? So that's the rule. And since this is interrogative statement has to be converted into assertive statement, right? So this is the sentence structure, where I had been, okay? And then end with a full stop. Absolutely correct. And I hope you guys did enjoy today's session. With that, guys, we have come to the homework question that I want everyone to comment on in the comment section. Not this one. Yeah, this is the homework question, sorry. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we shall live. What does the poet mean to say in these lines? Please explain these lines in the comment section. Please do not forget to comment. Hi, Gugnesh. Hi, Krishnan. Okay, so here you go with the, this is the end of the session, and all the best for your exams. I'm sure you all are going to rock. Practice framing your answers at your home, both short as well as long questions. Shorter ones you can still manage, especially value-based questions, guys. Please practice from all the chapters. Okay? So thank you, guys, and do not thank you so much, and do not forget to hit the like button and share the video amongst your friends and subscribe to the channel. Till then, take care. We'll see you again in the next session. Bye-bye.